No need to believe that you can't do this. People telling you you can't work in the market, you can't work in the male dominating field, don't let that define you. So you just have to make your own place, bit by bit, day by day.
पर जब आप वो ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कि पानी में गिरने के बाद में तैरना तो आ ही जाता है, उसी तरह से सेल्स में एक बार गिरने के बाद में सेल्स तो आ ही जाता है। सेल्स मतलब ऐसे कोई बहुत बड़ा रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, सिर्फ आपका कम्युनिकेशन क्लियर होना चाहिए, लोगों के साथ में बात करने के लिए आना चाहिए, सेल्स हो जाता है। मेरा नाम स्मिता दत्तात्रेय नागुल है और मैं गोदरेज के साथ में अराउंड 18 and 5 मीन्स 18.5 साल हो गया है मैं इस इंडस्ट्री में हूँ। मुझे सेल्स इंटरेस्टिंग और चैलेंजिंग इसलिए लगा क्योंकि ये जो इंडस्ट्री है इसमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ मेल्स थे। मैंने जब शुरुआत की थी तब कोई भी लड़की इस फील्ड में नहीं थी। मतलब ऐसे था कि अगर मैं मार्केट में निकल रही हूँ तो मैं सिर्फ एक अकेली लड़की थी जो दुकानों में जाकर ऑर्डर्स ले रही थी। मेरे अलावा जितने भी लोग थे वो सभी लड़के या फिर मतलब जिनका एज 25, 26 या फिर उसके अबव था।
You know, in women in sales has been a really interesting journey for me. I think the first 10 years that I worked, it wasn't even part of my imagination that women could be in sales. I don't know why. But around about 2010, when I was in the market, I met a young lady who was an FO, or a territory sales in charge, as we would call her. And, you know, I worked the market with her, and she was amazing. I was just blown that this idea of women in sales is possible, because we all grew up thinking that, you know, sales is really rough, women can't do it. And this lady was doing such a phenomenal job in sales. Then she came back to marketing. Then she moved back to sales. She wasn't a manager at that time. She was an executive. And she rapidly rose, and she's doing very well for herself in her career now.
My name is Nandini. I've been with Godrej since 1 year now. Initially, I don't know why, but because maybe I look like a kid. But initially, when I used to go to the market, every shopkeeper was like, "हाँ बेटा क्या चाहिए?" But then my DSRs started introducing me as the company person, and initially they were accepting. Like it took time, but they then accepted.
As a girl, I am the first one to have this, and when I say from the family, I belong to a very traditional family जहाँ पर सेल्स को इतना वैसा नहीं लिया जाता, बिकॉज यू नो टिपिकली और राजस्थान में मारवाड़ी फैमिलीज में सेल्स इज समथिंग, हाँ जी साहब जाओगे एक एक दुकान पे और तुम तो साबुन बेचोगे जी, यही है तुम्हारा काम। तो उन सारी चीज़ों को ब्रेक करना और समझाना कि नहीं, इट इज़ ऑल्सो अ वेरी फन लविंग जॉब, जो आप करोगे तो आपको बहुत मज़ा आएगा, एंड इट इज़ नॉट समथिंग लाइक मेल सेंट्रिक और अ विमेन सेंट्रिक, बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ अस आर डूइंग व्हाट वी आर देयर टू डू। ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है इसके अंदर कि मेल सेंट्रिक ही होगा।
had developed a vocal cord cyst, and it took away my voice for almost like 9 months of time, because like during my career we have seen and we have heard that कि ना career break থাকলে একটু problem হয়, join back করতে companies will not take that seriously. You have to explain more and you have to be very convincing about your career break. But in Godrej, like, people are very much like, they respected me so much for this, for my for who I am.
Broadly, three things that we've done in GCPL, and this is something that's worked for us over the last 2 years. The first and foremost thing is by creating a pretty inclusive and a welcoming environment. The second most important thing is to build sponsorship at multiple levels. How do we do it? I think as sales leaders, we work with them, or when we visit the field, right from the internal customer, or let's say the internal stakeholder, to the channel partner, to the trade partners that we work with, we sort of emphasize on the journey that all of us are in, and we seek their support to, let's say, in building this much more strongly. So this has also helped us in creating a pretty inclusive environment. The third and the most important thing is around the policies that we have. Our policies are aimed at creating a very pretty safe workplace, a zero tolerance policy, which helps in managing or fighting discrimination or harassment if any of these instances come up. And we also have a very strong structure which supports monitoring, reviewing, and let's say solving for any of such issues that come up.
I think the skill set required for sales is a very clear understanding of customer profile, which can be from different lens of demographics, psychographic profiling, which is their activities, interests, opinion, buying behavior, buying patterns. This gives you a really sharp insight and sharp perspective to pitch your products to the customers, your accounts, your vendors, who in turn sell it to the end consumer. I always say that you don't have to be a really tough negotiator, but you have to be a very wise negotiator. You have to arrive for a win-win situation for both your customers as well as your vendors, which also helps you to build a long-term relationship with your customers.
Provide the proper infra, if we provide the proper training, and if we provide the proper mentorship to a woman in sales, then I think they can their career path will be very, very great, and I am hopeful that they will do wonders.
I'm Lakshmi Priya. I'm in Godrej for past 2 years. எனக்கு வந்து ட்ராவல் பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். ஸோ எனக்கு பைக் ரைடிங் ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் ஃபஸ்ட்டு. ஸோ அதனால் நான் வந்து சேல்ஸ் ஃபீல்ட் ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் சூஸ் பண்ணுறேன். ஸோ எனக்கு ஆஃபீஸில் உட்காரணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை, எப்பயுமே லேப்டாப் பார்த்துட்ருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. என்னால் நிறைய பீப்புள்ஸை சந்திக்க முடியும். ஸோ அவங்க கூட டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண முடியும், புதுசாக ஏதாவது அவங்களுக்கு நானும் சொல்ல முடியும், நானும் நிறைய கற்றுக்க முடியும். இதுதான் எனக்கு மெயின் தாட் வந்து சேல்ஸை நான் சூஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கான காரணம்.
FMCG sales is not like your regular sales and all the stigma attached to sales. It is the closest to the market. It has the pulse of the customer. You are directly impacting not only value, but also how the customer sees our products in the market, right? It is a path to leadership because of the direct impact that you are able to create for yourselves as well as the organization.
There is a joint ownership of the organization and of the employee to drive this. From the employer perspective, accountability and discipline are the driving behaviors, and this doesn't come with a gender lens. Our sensitization efforts have gone beyond to include our distributors, our other channel partners, the third parties, payroll people who have worked under our channel partners, and the retailers and etc.
I've kicked 2 milestones, very important milestones of my life, that is my marriage, and currently I'm a mother of a 8-month-old daughter. And so yeah, with GCPL it has been amazing to be in that different phases, joining as a trainee, completing that wonderful time in sales, and now sales is in my blood. I can, no one can stop me in sales, that I would say.
I think being a mom and being a salesperson, women in sales, is a similarity because somehow it's only about कि कैसे करना है, कैसे manage करना है the situation. Being a mother also, for a new mother, if I've been first time अगर मैं mother बनी हूँ, so I don't know about the situations, कैसे बच्चा अभी क्या करेगा, उसको अभी कैसे हैंडल करना है, अभी वो रो रहा है तो क्यों रो रहा है, उसको भूख लगी है, उसको डायपर चेंज करना है, उसको क्या करना है. तो ये एक अननोइंगली सिचुएशन सामने आती है. सिमिलरली एट द सेम टाइम सेल्स में भी.
So there's something about India where for some reason this sales system doesn't have enough women. There's no logical reason for it. The only reason is it needs a critical mass. So I think it's something that we must do very seriously. It has lots of benefits for us. Attrition generally tends to be lower. It helps us in senior management for women to rise in the ranks. So I would say of all the DEI initiatives that we're doing, I would be most passionate about women in sales.
बनाने